Welcome back, Legendary Potato here, and today I'm going to talk about 5 things I like in the Better Together update, because I feel like I've been talking about the things that I don't really like, so I kind of want to talk about some of the things that I felt like were done right, and things that are kind of improvements from the previous console version. So hope you guys will enjoy this video. If you do, make sure you do leave a like on it, but anyways, let's get right into it. So pretty much this new version is the version that came out just recently, so it's fully out of beta and everything like that. And so I feel like I can start saying some, good and bad things about it. I've said a lot of bad things, but I kind of want to go over some of the good things as well, since it's not only bad things. I feel like there's a lot of things as well that are better about this version. So anyways, let's get right into it. So the first one here is going to be infinite worlds, because on Minecraft Console Edition, of course, you can only have your 5,000 by 5,000 worlds, but on this new version, you can create your worlds to be entirely infinite, so you can go pretty much anywhere you'd like, which is pretty cool. So if you wanted to make like this huge world, if you wanted to really spread out somewhere, then that's something you could do. Of course, if you want to do something crazy, or if you just wanted tons of space in your survival world, then that's an option you have, is that you can build your world as big as you want it, and you can just expand it like that, or you can even go to things like the far lands or the world edge or whatever you want to call it, which you can't really get that experience on Minecraft Console Edition, so it's kind of cool like that. So I could just keep running in one direction, which would take absolutely forever, or I could just teleport, of course, assuming I wasn't in survival. But at least, like, I feel like infinite worlds are pretty cool. I don't see too much use for them myself, although I do feel like the option having it is something really cool in that sort of way as well. But anyways, let's move on to the second one here, which is the game chat. So this one's kind of a little bit of a weird one, because on Minecraft Console Editions, if you ever wanted to communicate with somebody, you either needed to use kind of like a party system, so you would just kind of like go to your party. So let's say we wanted to go start a party with somebody somewhere, then we just kind of do that. Pretty much you would only be able to do it like through voice, or you'd have to place down signs. So you'd have to get signs, you'd have to go into your crafting table and go and make signs and then type in the sign, and it was just a lot of work and just kind of wasted a lot of your time as well. So it's just kind of weird. So it's like I gotta put the wood in. Let's see, we'll put in a couple pieces. Oh, it's being a little weird. But yeah, we'd put in a few pieces of wood, of course, like that. And then, make some sticks and just like so much. So this is just to type in chat, of course, with the Console Edition. I can't seem to craft at all. I'm really bad at this. But then you'd put the stick in, except I've dropped my wood, so I don't have enough now. And then you would just basically make the sign. So the sign would be right there. And then there we go. So then we got signs, and you'd have to go and you have to go place them down, and then you have to write everything. And it was just a lot of effort. But now you don't have to worry about that. It's all good, because now you can use the chat system. So if I wanted to, say something to somebody in the chat, then I can go ahead and do that, which I believe you open up with one of these buttons here. I'm not too fit. There it is. So you press down, and then I can type something to somebody in the chat and just say like hi, and then I can press enter and then press send, and it's all good. So it's like that, and there we go, it says hi. So this is really helpful, at least for like, especially YouTubers. Sometimes you don't want people to be in your party because you're recording a video or something, or you gotta like place down signs to explain things or send Xbox messages or book and quill. But with this, you have the built-in chat, so you know that everything's going to, kind of work in that sort of way. So if you just wanted to message somebody like that, then you can do it in that sort of way as well. So you don't have to worry about like inviting people to parties or placing down signs, because that was always annoying. But now you just have the option to be able to use the chat like that, which is pretty nice. So I can just go ahead, type something, all good like that. But let's move on to the next one, of course, which is crossplay. So I feel like this one's really cool for a situation like this, where if I wanted to play survival with a bunch of people, but they don't have an Xbox One, but let's say they have something like, on their phone or, Windows 10, then they can still join this world. I think that's really cool. So if I wanted to have, a much bigger survival, like this is the SMP series, which I do on my channel and stuff like that, on the Xbox One edition. But basically, if I ever wanted to invite more people, I feel like it would also be really easy to invite people using the Better Together version, where they can play on their phone or the Windows 10 PC or the Xbox One console, or even their Switch, of course, as well. So there's so many options for what people can play on a world like this. So if you wanted to have a big survival with a bunch of friends, or like if I want to have a survival world with a bunch of subscribers, then I could do that, and it would kind of work like that. Let me get rid of the get rid of these guys with my OP sword. But yeah, so it'd be kind of cool in that sort of way, of course, as well, to be able to have kind of this massive, server, or not really a server, but kind of survival world, where people can just join in, and I don't have to stress about, oh, okay, so you don't have Xbox One. or you don't have this version. You can just play this Minecraft version and join, and it all works. Doesn't matter, you know, what platform you're on, as long as you has the Better Together update version, then you'll be able to join and play. So I think that's kind of cool as well. So especially for people that want to, you know, play with a lot of their friends, and if you don't really necessarily all have the same platform but all have the Better Together, then you can do that. And that's kind of, you know, one of the biggest points of the Better Together, of course, is being able to play Better Together, which was, you know, what they intended, of course. But anyways, let's move on to the next point, which we gotta exit this world for, of course. So let's go ahead and exit right now. And okay, wait a minute. the menus are still a little bit weird for consoles. I'm hoping they're gonna improve that, but let's move on. If I can actually exit, it's taking a little bit, so I'll get back to you guys. Okay, we're good. Never mind. We'll be good. So I'm just gonna load up a creative world to this example. So we'll go into this one, which is command blocks. So command blocks are really cool because, you know, you can obviously execute commands with them. That's pretty much what command blocks do, of course. But what's great about command blocks is that they, you know, add so many more options for map making and stuff like that. So if you wanted to be able to, you know, make somebody teleport somewhere or execute some sort of command that exists in the game, then you can go ahead and do that. So of course, if you want to get a command block, then you would just kind of go into the chat here, type slash, or yeah, you just type slash. So like go into here, and then you do like slash, where is that, slash, and then give. See, then you would give like @p, and then it would give me that item. So then I can just give myself a command block through here @p, and then or I could do like other things as well, command _ block, and then what that does is gives me a command block, which you can't get in the creative inventory. You have to do it through a command like this, and then command _ where is it, _ right over there, and then block. And so that what that does is it gives me a command block, which I can actually use, which you couldn't do this on Minecraft Console Edition. If you wanted to get a command block before, then you had to well, actually, if you wanted to get a command block on console, you really couldn't do anything with it, so you're kind of out of luck there. But now, command blocks, if you want to use command blocks in your Minecraft Xbox One, there you go. You have all these sort of things here, which is pretty cool. So I feel like these, like if I actually learned how to use these, I think that'd actually be pretty useful. Just being able to execute so many commands with them, I think would be really neat. And I don't know, at least like I'm not really too familiar with how command blocks work, but there's like different types of them, so it's like you can change the color of them and like stuff like that. Like look at that one's blue, and then this one's gonna be purple, so it's just wait a minute. Okay, so like that, so then there you go. So they're just kind of cool like that. So just being able to make maps with them, I think would be really neat. At least before, if you wanted to do anything sort of cool with Console Edition, you had to do some modding stuff, which was always not convenient for everybody. But with this, you can pretty much just, you know, use the command, then you get the command block, and then you can kind of learn how they work and, you know, take advantage of that, make something really cool out of that, which I think is cool as well. I know like a lot of people used to make really cool command blocks stuff on, you know, PC or I guess Java Edition now. You know, like people like Seth Bling would always make really cool command block creations. So it was always something cool like that. But at least like that'll be something I'll have to consider looking into, is that I've never really touched command blocks that much, so I'd be curious to see exactly how they work. But there's a lot going on with them. There's like all these options and all these sorts of things you can do with them, so lots of options with that. But anyways, let's move on to the last thing of this video, which is going to end up being a dramatic drum roll while we exit the game. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be servers. Whoa. Which is just because on Minecraft Console Edition, you didn't really ever have servers. So let's go on to, we'll go on to Mineplex. That seems like the most, oh, I'm not even signed in. Oh, that's sad. But basically what's cool about servers is that you can, you know, join a minigame pretty much without having to, well, I guess you don't really have to purchase it. On Minecraft Console Edition, in a way you kind of did, but also not really. You could just join a friend and play all the minigame that had all of them, and then it would just kind of work like that. But anyways, I'm connecting to Xbox Live even though I'm already connected. That's kind of weird. Am I good? I'm not signed in. Okay, I wanted to show off gameplay for that, but basically, like, if you wanted to play on a server, you couldn't do that on Minecraft Console Editions, but now, with this new version, you can go ahead and play on the servers right there, so you can just join in with your friends. I don't know why they always don't work for me. That's really weird. They just never work. But anyway, you get the idea I'm trying to show here, is that like you could play online minigames with anybody in the world, and you know, obviously like they're all hosted onto that, so there's not really any problem with that. I don't even know what's going on anymore. It's kind of just technical difficulties at this point. But the point I'm trying to make I think I've just said that twice. But like, you know, on minigames, on Minecraft console editions, you just kind of like only get the options of battle mode and tumble and glide, and you know, those were pretty cool. They were actually really well made. But the problem is that you could get bored of them very, very, very quickly. And so what that ended up making was just kind of like, not really too excited anymore. But at the same time, servers are always, you know, constantly updating their minigames, changing things, new maps, stuff like that, without having to actually buy them. If you wanted to play on them, then they're entirely free. They're just going to highly encourage you to buy, of course, which is a whole nother thing in itself, of course. But anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video. That's kind of all the points I wanted to make, is that there's 5 reasons that I actually do like this version, for their own reasons, of course. There's a lot of things I've said about this version, for, you know, not being too great, of course, things that can be improved, but this version also has some upsides as well, which are a lot more obvious as well. But anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you do leave a like on it, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So have a good one, guys, and peace out.